Toolkit is a cloud-based CRM, ideally suited for financial professionals and teams that want a simple solution that works. It has been developed in collaboration with Pareto Systems, a leading coaching and consulting firm in the financial services industry. The Toolkit CRM is built to help professionals implement best practices through consistency and automation. Uncomplicate your life, build better client relationships, and run a more efficient and profitable business with Toolkit. The Toolkit feature suite includes an innovative tab system that enables you to open multiple tabs and view contacts, accounts, tasks, and your calendar all at the same time. Click between records to find vital information instantly. Drag and drop tabs to organize your records and work more efficiently. The calendar makes team collaboration easy. View your team's calendar and create appointments. Link team members, contacts, and accounts all to your appointments, and easily reschedule appointments by drag and drop. Organize your day with tasks. Be highly efficient so that you can focus on what matters most. Ensure accountability, as you are on track with full visibility on what needs to be done and when. Know your clients with form. Build stronger client relationships on every contact and account by tracking valuable information on their family, occupation, recreational interests, and money. Seamlessly track client communications. Write notes and upload attachments, link them to multiple contacts and accounts, and track client emails with our Outlook integration. Automate your processes. Create step-by-step activities to replicate your business processes and streamline your firm. Ensure your team delivers consistently every time. Organize and classify your clients to apply consistent ongoing service to each client group. Build your service model and elevate the client experience by automating your services to every unique client group. Use the Toolkit file store to organize your important documents. The file store allows you to access, manage, and share files with colleagues on the go. Sync the Toolkit with Outlook and integrate your calendar, tasks, and contacts. Turn Outlook into a CRM. View and manage important information from the Toolkit right in Outlook. Be productive on the go. Manage your calendar, tasks, contacts, and accounts from anywhere. Be compliant by tracking information on your process and communication with clients. Be confident in Toolkit's industry-leading security with bank-quality encryption and geo-redundant data centers. And be backed by Toolkit's expert training and support team. The best place to strengthen a client relationship is the very place you manage that relationship. Get started with a free trial today.
Okay, welcome back. I'll just put it out there. I'm jumping back and forth, but I am checking LinkedIn. And if you're on LinkedIn as you're watching and you want to ask a question or just chime in, I'd love to see you there. Okay, so if you're already connected with me, great. If you're not, just send me an email or just a request, Duncan MacPherson, and let's engage there. The Pareto Toolkit CRM, automated processes, very simple, very easy to use, very intuitive. Again, if you're not delighted with your current client relationship management system, if you feel it's just too cumbersome or whatever the case may be, take advantage of the free trial of the Toolkit. All right, moving along. Distinct pleasure to introduce you to someone who's just a backbone member of our business advisory consulting team, Elaine Christakos. She's integral to what we do. She's not only a long-term business advisor, she's also a DISC specialist. So just understanding the art and science of team dynamics and chemistry very, very essential as you're building out your team. Just reading from her bio here, she is a senior level results-oriented professional. I mean, I know all this. She lives in Kelowna as well and been on our team for a long time, but she's got 2 decades of management and coaching experience in the financial services sector. And what's great about this session is that Elaine's going to go deep in discussing 4 specific strategies that will add impact to your client service associate, right? Your CSA. And that they'll obviously elevate the client experience. And she'll also be discussing team dynamics and communication, specifically how you can consider using DISC and motivation assessments to better understand your team and enhance communication within that team. And then, of course, apply that as you build out your team going forward. So get set. This is going to be action-packed. And Elaine, of course, is available on LinkedIn afterwards as well. So Elaine, I think you're patiently waiting, so I will hand it over to you. So take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Duncan, for that great introduction. And thank you, everybody, for being here today. This has been a great day so far, and there's so much more to come. So thank you so much for spending your time. And I hope everybody's getting what they were looking for out of this. I'm just going to talk today about some actionable items that you can use and you can take to your team regarding connecting with your clients, enhancing your client experience, number 1, and enhancing team experience and team dynamics, number 2. So first off, I want to talk about how your connection, not just your connection with your clients, but your CSA's connection with your clients. And how are they owning kind of that connection? How is everybody, every member of your team, taking ownership and using the information that you collect from clients? So I want you to think about it. What do you know about your best clients? Right. You probably know a ton of information. You've had clients for years. You've probably had many deep, meaningful, non-financial discussions with them. Many, much information about their family, what's most important to them. But do you share it? How do you use this information? Does your CSA, do other members of your team know this information and share this information as well? Or does the advisor take sole responsibility? Or does the CSA take sole responsibility for collecting this information? So I want you to think about this. We would break it down. The types of information that you're going to collect and going to get from a client are going to fall into one of these categories. These are what's most important to your client. Right? It's their family, their occupation, their recreation, money. Why are they dealing with you as an advisory team? They're dealing with you because of something family related. They want to leave a legacy. They want to ensure that their family's looked after in the future. It's occupation related. They want to work because they love to work, not because they have to. They want to retire. Or it's recreation related. They want to travel, whatever the case might be. That is why they're dealing with you, right? The M, the money, that's how you get them. Those things that are truly important to them. Things that they really want. Okay, so what we're saying and what I'm suggesting here is that you're going to, if you don't already have a way of doing it, I want you to systematically pay attention to this information, collect it, write it down, share it, and have every single member of the team, focus on doing just that. Everybody needs to own this. The CSA, the team, the CSAs, the team of advisors, whoever is on the team. You probably know who their spouse is. You probably have a joint account. Children, possibly, but grandchildren, pets. Like, what's truly important to your client? Their grandson trying out for a ball team, like that might be one of the most important things in your client's world. When they start talking about, you know, Billy and their ball team, pay attention, ask deeper questions, write it down, share it. This is truly valuable information. And it's truly what's important to your client. Maybe that, grandchildren, maybe the grandchildren are going through some significant events, graduation. Acknowledge it to your client. Very important. Occupation, yeah, you probably know. You probably have written down on their account, what they do, maybe what kind of business they own or what their current career is. But pay attention, and have you written down, why they're there? Like, what are the most important things to the client? What is it about the business that got them there? What is it that gets them truly excited about going to work every day? And, are there some major accomplishments, or are there some major goals that they have right now that they're shooting towards? These things are truly important. And these are things that, we really want to dig in deeper and find out more about. Recreation. Now, some people are really good at collecting this information. Like maybe you end up golfing. Maybe you golf with your client on a regular basis. That they love to golf, and you have some great conversations out there too, I'm sure. But maybe there's something, less obvious that's really important to them. Maybe they've got some, specific reading interests. There's a specific genre that they're that's very important to them. Books, whatever the case might be, traditions. Have the idea is, pay attention, ask deeper questions, and ask questions if you haven't already. Ask questions about some of this information. This is information that you're going to gather like organically over time. Now, maybe you have some of this information. Maybe another team member has some of this information, and maybe another team member again has different information. So the idea is make sure that it's all meshed together, that you all are sharing this information. Money, again, you're probably pretty good at collecting this information and paying attention to any discussions on this. But, it's just, want to make sure that all team members are aware and are just, listening for this kind of information and having those deeper conversations if they do come up. So how do we do it? Now, if I'm sure most people are familiar with our form gathering template, and if not, reach out, we can get that to you. And you can it gives some structure and some suggestions for things that you could be collecting, some questions you could be asking in order to kind of find out that the full scope of the form information. CRM, ideally you get it into your CRM, and it's one of the first things that any member of your team looks at when talking to a client. So, for example, phone rings, whoever it is picks up. It's your client. You look up, pull up their name on the CRM. First thing that jumps out is their granddaughter. Their granddaughter Jenny was trying out for a gymnastics team. And that was like 2 weeks ago. It was the last time there was a connection, and somebody put that down in the CRM. Might not have been you, might not have been the person answering the phone, but that's okay. First question, hey, how did Jenny make out in her tryouts? Wonderful, so great to hear. Is she, where's she off to next? What are the next steps? Like having those conversations, the client, you'll probably hear them kind of, a little bit of light in their voice as they talk about their granddaughter. And they're so happy about it. And they feel so important. Hey, everybody shared this information. They got this information. They shared this information. And, obviously they're important enough that you talk about it, that you do keep this kind of information. So very important. So not only sharing that information, but, having this information, sharing this information, and using it. Using it, making sure that when you do client events, when you do gifts for specific events, when things come up that are, when there's ways of recognizing the importance of your clients and different things that you might do, use the information that you have on your clients. Show them that you're important, that they're important to you, right? And just make sure that you focus. There's great information. So, that's one piece that's one small piece that every member of the team can own. Every member of the team takes their part in going through this process and making sure that they're collecting this information. So, what are some other things to look at within a team? So here's where we get into a little bit more the kind of depth and true discovery on the team experience. So tell me what your team, or tell me, what do you think about your team? When you think of your team, is it, whether it be 2 of you or 22 of you or whatever the case might be, how is your dynamics? Like, how is your interaction? Do you work like a fine-tuned machine? Like, is it a practice with a process for everything and everybody's in their own lane and everybody knows what their role is? Or is it a little bit random? Miscellaneous challenges here and there. We have a process, and we've got various process for working through to truly enhance the team experience. And what does that do? It makes everybody's life better, their work life better. Ultimately, when you walk away from a great work experience, your recreation, your family is all that much more positive as well. Not to mention the clients, absolutely feel it too. When they're walking into an experience when they're walking into a team environment, when everything is as it should be and everything is running smooth, the client feels it. They love it. They've got a great experience too. So first off, understanding your team. So who is on your team? Not just obviously names, individuals, but what are their behavioral styles? Does everybody communicate in the same way? Does everybody behave in the same way? Probably not. So how is the communication? How is the flow of communication within your team? It's all a positive experience, a little bit of both, a little bit of non-positive and positive. We have a process for really understanding that and truly enhancing the communication within the team. So we start with a process of DISC assessment. We'll talk more about that in a little bit here, but we use DISC, understanding the language. What are the various behavioral styles of each member of the team? DISC, that's dominance. This is the driver, get her done. Influence, they're the ones that are out there, probably maybe the rainmaker, talking to lots of people and really being that center of influence that way. Steadiness, they're that great person that'll have the solid conversations, in-depth conversations about with specific individuals, and really does have a great idea of implementing processes. And then C, the compliance. They're the ones that make sure that you've got all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. There's one of the cornerstones of making sure that everything that needs to get done gets done. A great mixture. We're all a mixture of all of those, right? But we are generally higher on certain areas. So maximize it. What's missing? What key piece might be missing on your team? Maybe you all fall into a similar category, and I've seen that. I've seen that, and which is fine. Everybody, we're all adults. We can figure out how to communicate with each other on different bases, but it does help to have people whose strengths or their styles are stronger in a variety of areas. So that's one of the things that we go through, and we have a process for really understanding the team. Are all the roles in the team filled? Is there an area that's truly missing? Just imagine if you are running this is such a highly compliant business, right? You need that person that's truly paying attention. Now, this isn't about skills, right? Everybody's got the ability to pay attention to the details, right? But if it's not your strong point, if it's not your style, it's going to weigh on you over time. So here's where we really go into some analysis, and it's like, hey, is everybody in the role that's the best for them? Ultimately, the best for the team as well. Are we maximizing everybody's talents and abilities and desires? Are they in the right spot for what's most important to them? We have ways of testing it as well. Like, is this truly working? So we go through an assessment, disc assessment individually, getting that full understanding who you are, your own style, having that kind of that understanding of what you are best and most likely to have strengths in your behavioral style. And then it also points out some areas of challenge. Some of the challenges that you might have in communicating with others, some challenges others might have in communicating with you. And just having that recognition, so powerful. It's so important to really understand, what it is, why people might act a certain way around you, or why people might communicate a little bit differently, and how to adjust your own communication style to connect with others. So think about the power of your team. When we can all have that understanding, everybody on the team's got that understanding, and everybody on the team is kind of focused on how to enhance the whole team experience. It's powerful. Now, it also, not only is it can improve communication, reduce any potential, conflict or stress, but it also we can also identify like gaps, areas that you really need to adjust or add people in certain areas. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to Marcy's talk just recently on the COO roundtable. A couple of them, they started discussing some of the things that were most important, and this is really where they ended up. They ended up talking about, hey, hiring the right people for the position, and making sure that they've got those people that are truly best suited for the roles, and doing that assessment, having that understanding. This is powerful. This can truly, not only just enhance your your team experience, but it can really get you laser focused on having that team kind of all going in the right direction, in a direction that's most beneficial to everybody on the team, ultimately for the clients, ultimately for the business. Right. So we integrate this into a process, through a process of team meetings, ultimately, truly enhancing the team, the team experience. So, this is, we talk about the best use of teams, or time, energy, talents, and their communication styles. All of these items fall together in order, it kind of fall in place together to have that truly strong team, that truly strong team with a great communication, and really getting to that next stage, or that stage of working very strong, and just working as a fine-tuned machine. So we always go through a process, like every part of Pareto, everything that we do, is all about process. So we talk about, really understanding your team, understanding yourself, then understanding your team, adjusting communication style within the team, That's one of the things that we do is we help you with some strategies, how to adjust, how to make things easier, more efficient, easier for everybody all around, and yeah, more efficient, more smooth, and really help you through that. So meeting regularly and evaluating on a regular basis is paramount, like very, very important in order to truly have that team experience and have that, have that positive feedback all the way around so that everybody's part of the team, everybody is heard, but at the same time, everybody's kind of stays in their own lane and really works together in order to take that team to that next level. So I want to thank you so much for coming today and enjoy the rest of the Coiled Spring workshop and eSummit. And thanks again, Duncan. And I'm going to pass this back over to Duncan, and you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye for now.
Elaine, great job, as expected. It's funny, you reminded me of how many times I've been told by the lead of a fee-for-service business that when they've answered the phone by chance, the client says hello and then says, "Hey, can I speak to so-and-so, the CSA?" So they enjoy the interaction with the figurehead, but they know who actually does the work. And it's funny because a long time ago, I said to an advisor, I said, what would happen if you took a month off tomorrow? And there's a long pause. And he said, that's a scary thought. But the only thing scarier than that is what would happen if my CSA took a month off tomorrow. And I don't even really know what she does, but my clients love her. And I don't mean to make light of it, but I just know that the CSA is just such an important component to the client experience, and it's invariable. And I know you touch on this, Elaine, but clients tell the CSA things that they don't even say to the advisor. So it's really essential that there's that chemistry in there. Other takeaways that I just jotted down here. Being mindful, just being aware and paying tribute to your CSA's skills that aren't always quantitative KPIs, and building your recognition and compensation model around some of that X factor is a really good idea. I also liked where you talked about behavioral styles and communication styles and getting clarity on strengths. Okay, most of those are self-evident, but also areas for improvement. So they don't come off as being too personal, they're just professional development. Those are great insights. I really highly recommend that, if you're a CSA listening in or you think about your current CSA, have them access our indispensable CSA program. Okay, ParetoSystems.com/CSA. There it is. And then, again, just add water. It's completely turnkey. But once you're there, if you see the merit of doing a free disc profile to understand behavioral styles and motivators, that's all part of the call to action that I would suggest. So Elaine touched on that, but very, very valuable, especially as you're looking at this 90-day sort of ramp up to refine and optimize your business. Okay, so excellent job, Elaine. Thank you.